Hello, it's me again. Yeah, it's been a long time. This is the Pip and Pin Podcast. My name is Megan Nodecker, and you can find me on Instagram as Pip and Pin, on Ravelry as Knit Pip and Pin, on our website Pip and Pin. I'll put all the information down below. If you are new here, this is a knitting podcast. It has been hibernating for a little while. If you are returning, welcome back. I've missed you all a lot. Podcasting can kind of be a bit one-sided. A lot of the time it's very one-sided, but I do miss it. I do miss getting a chance to connect with you guys. So I'm back. It has been 6 months or so. It's been a long time. It's July 13th, and this is episode 67. There's a lot. Honestly, not a ton of knitting stuff, but Katie and I have been working on lots of projects. So even what I'm going to talk to you about today isn't even like half of what's been going on, because we're keeping some things a little bit under wraps there. But yeah, so I'm just going to dive right in and start talking about some stuff. I'm glad to be back, and I hope to make this a regular thing again. Who knows if it will happen or not. I'm in a little bit of a new location because it's not winter anymore, so I have a little bit more light in my house. It's very nice. Anyways, I think I'm going to dive right in with some knit-along stuff, because we have one knit-along that's running right now, and we have another one that's going to start very quickly. So I just want to talk to you about those things first off the bat. The one that is running right now is our Summer Knits knit-along. That's one that I've run for, I think, the past 2 or 3 years or something. Basically, it's whatever you love to knit and wear in the summertime. So linen tank tops, short sleeve tees, crop tops, bralettes, like whatever you feel whatever you would wear reasonably in the summertime. So not necessarily what you would knit in the summertime, because I know people knit all the things in the summertime. But something you might wear in the summertime. Loose cardigans, cotton stuff, anything like that. There's no whips are allowed, so you can have half-finished projects. If you want to dig something out, you can absolutely do that. And this is going to run until August 31st. If you use a Pip and Pin pattern, you can enter twice. So if you use a Pip and Pin pattern, enter 2 times. I'll put a link down below to all of our kind of summer appropriate patterns, and you can take a look through there. We have this running on Instagram and on Ravelry. So on Ravelry, there's a chat thread and a finished object thread, and on Instagram, I have a kid and a cat here today, so so we're running it on Ravelry. I'll put the links to the chat thread and the finished object thread down below. And for Instagram, you can post a photo to your feed of your work in progress or your finished object, and just use the hashtag Pip and Pin Summer KAL 21, and that's your entry. So I'll be picking prizes from both places. I just felt like running it on both today, this time. Make sure, for Instagram, make sure your profile is public, or else I won't be able to see it. Yeah. The other knit-along that we have started is or it hasn't started yet. It's going to start next week. It's the 6 weeks of socks knit-along. Say that 5 times. So that's going to start on July 20th, and that's going to run until August 31st. Same with the last one there. This one is no works in progress allowed. So basically, it's a sock knit along. 6 weeks of socks. I'm assuming you could guess that it is a sock knit along, but you cannot start them before July 20th. So wait. You can pick your projects. You can plan your stuff. Pick your yarn. Pick your needles, have it all ready to go. Don't cast on until July 20th. So that's 1 week from today, which is Tuesday. Couple rules for this one. Fingering or sport weight only. So no DK socks and no fingering held double. And then one entry can be 1 pair of adult socks with the leg, 2 pair of adult shorty socks, 2 pairs of kids socks with legs, or 3 pairs of kids shorties. So if you don't knit socks for yourself, but you knit them for your kids, 3 little shorty socks for kids, or 3 little... Yeah, honey. You can. That's your art stuff. You can do whatever you want. She's making a... I got some gems and some like pom-poms and stuff and a little picture frame for Michael. So she's decorating that right now. Yeah, so any of those combos, all the rules will be posted on Ravelry as well, and I'll put them below. There is a chat thread on Ravelry, so if you are planning your projects, you can go in there and share your yarn and what patterns you're doing. There's also going to be a finished objects thread on Ravelry. This one's not going to be run on Instagram, just on Ravelry. But if you do have any issues with Ravelry, just send me an email, support@pipandpin.ca. I'll put it down below there as well. Just send me an email with your finished sock, and I will manually enter you onto Ravelry if Ravelry is something that you can't or don't want to do. Yeah. Oh, and we have a discount because we do have 4 pairs of 4 knitting socks. Honey. George May. Oh. Oh, it came apart. Neat. Anyways, yeah, so we have a what was I saying? We have a coupon code for this knit along. All our sock patterns, all 4 of them, until August 31st are 20% off with the code 6 weeks. So I will put a link down below to all of our sock patterns. Probably our most popular ones are Sprocket Socks and Ocean Drive. We also have Bloom and Bear Mountain. Yeah, so a couple different options. And if you do decide to use a Pip and Pin pattern, that is 2 entries, as usual with our knit-alongs. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I'm kind of going to bounce around a bit because I do have quite a bit of stuff, like admin-y stuff to talk about. So I'm just going to break it up a bit. And I want to talk about what I'm wearing. So this is the KAL top. This is a little crop top pattern that we came out with 2 years ago. And it's part of our Rainforest Knits book, which is kind of a collection of 3 patterns that all feature the same lace detail here. So it's a boat neck. It's knit from the top down. And if I can get you to see some of this lace here. There you go. So there's the lacy bit at the top, and then it also has it on the back there. And then just stockinette for the body. I think if I was to make another one, I'd make it just a touch longer, only because it's fine when I'm wearing like high-waisted skirts. They come a little bit higher, but I have a very high waist, so most of my pants don't quite make it all the way up. But yeah, so that is the KAL. This one uses less than 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. This one is made out of hedgehog fiber sock in the teacup colorway. Yeah, so I've been wearing that one over the summer, and yeah, great candidate for the summer knit along. Nice, quick, easy. Like there's also a tee, like a longer tee pattern with a split hem, and then there's a dress as well. I'll show my finished object too. I've finished a few things, I think, but I don't really know what they are. Along with not knitting a ton, I also stopped updating my projects on Ravelry. So yeah, there is that. So I have finished things. I know I finished all of my stockings that I think last time I was maybe in the middle of one, or I don't remember. But they're all packed away now, so I'm not going to dig those out. You can see them next Christmas. What else did I finish? What I'm going to show you. Can't remember. I really haven't done much. So one of the things that I did do is this. And this is a pair of socks. See? They are called the High Desert Socks by Lindsey Fowler. And they are knit fingering weight held double throughout. So you can see I've used a brown kind of throughout the whole thing, the dark green for the heels and toes and cuffs, and then this kind of speckled white for the rest of it. And the brown, I think, is Knit Picks Stroll. The green is Sweet Fiber Marshland. And the base is Autumn and Indigo, like when she used, way back, when she used to dye yarn herself and do speckles and stuff, which I don't think she does anymore. Yeah, this is the second time I've knit this pattern. I made one pair for my husband for Christmas. And they were for wearing with his flip-flops, because he was always jealous because I would wear my socks and then with my sandals, because we have really hard floors, so we have house sandals, and his were flip-flops, and mine were the kind that just had the bar kind of across the top, so I could wear socks with mine and he couldn't, so he was sad about that. So I made him a pair of socks that he could wear with his flip-flops, and he thought they were awesome. And then I was jealous because I also wanted a pair of, like, worse, I guess, DK-ish weight socks. So I made these for myself. And yes, they have gotten a lot of wear, even though I probably finished them late spring. But I've worn them like when we went camping and stuff, I've been wearing them. So they have already gotten lots of wear. And I know they're going to get more come winter. And I do want to make more socks like that. The thicker, like I'd wear, thick socks in the wintertime for sure. I did change a couple things about it, mostly just with the striping pattern. I can't remember exactly how it goes in the pattern, but I think these two stripes are different than some stuff. I can't remember. All I know is I just kind of made up my own striping pattern for them, and I'm pretty sure they don't even match. Oh, yeah. See, I think these ones I did with three rows of the stripes, and those ones I did with 4. So you can see they're like, one is slightly thicker than the other. Definitely a mistake that I caught too late and was not going to go back and fix those. No way. What else am I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. So Katie and I finally started a Patreon. And it was something I was always a little bit like, do we really need Patreon? Like, what exactly is it for? And I always felt a little bit strange about starting one. But then Katie and I came up with some ideas of things that we could offer for it that would make it like worth people doing it and signing up for it. And I wanted it to be like not super stressful as well. So yeah, we started one, and we have 4 tiers, and I think they're all great. And basically what included in every tier, it goes from, I think, $4 Canadian or $3 Canadian up to 20. So there's quite a range there. So all of them include some behind the scenes stuff, and I will be taking pictures and videos and documenting a little bit more of like our design process. So things that I wouldn't necessarily put up on Instagram for everybody to see, either because they're a little more secretive, or like they're not going to be super curated photos, if you know what I mean. They're going to be kind of more snapshots of the daily life of a knitwear designer. I'm not going to be posting daily, but you know what I mean? They're going to be a little more off the cuff, a little less curated. There might be some polls. There might be definitely lots of sneak peeks into the things that are coming up next. So like new designs and new products that we're getting in, new collaborations. We have lots of collaborations coming up that I'm really excited about. So that is where I'm going to be sharing all of those things. So you will get a really good, like, behind the scenes look at kind of what goes into what we do and what's coming next. So there'll also be, I think periodically there'll be discounts and things like that. We haven't quite figured. To be honest, there's not a ton up there right now, but that's because we just started it a little while ago and haven't told anyone about it. So we don't have any patrons. So it's a little bit, I'm sure once more people join, I will start posting more and more stuff, especially because there's not the like Instagram pressure of things having to look really nice and have a thing written and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I don't want to share everything with everybody. So if it is something that you are interested in, I will put a link to it down below. So that kind of like behind the scenes sneak peek thing is for all the tiers, all 4 of them. And then there's also one that includes monthly promo codes. So you'll get a free Pip and Pin pattern every month that you can redeem on our website or on Ravelry, and any pattern that you want, you'll get a code once a month. And then there's also one that includes that's okay, don't worry about it. Glitter. Whatever. There's also one that's going to include special goodies. So once a month, we will send out a mini skein of yarn or stitch markers or progress keepers or some little special fun thing that we just think that you will love. And then there's one that includes all of them. So that's the highest one. You'll get the free pattern, the special goodie, and all the behind the scenes stuff and everything. Like, you'll just get everything. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, I'm really excited to get started, and yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I hope that you will at least take a peek and see what we have to offer. Okay, so I have one work in progress, and honestly, it doesn't look like a ton right now, because it's just a tube. And this is what it is. It is a tube. I'd say it's about 10 or 11 inches long at the moment, in 2x2 rib on US 2 needles. So this is what I've been doing all summer. I have been knitting this tube. It's very stretchy. It looks lovely. This yarn is Yarn Ink on her tweed sock base in Antique Shop colorway. And this is going to eventually be the Easy Bralette by Svetlana Volkova. It is like a little ribbed tank top pattern. I am making it longer. It says 9 inches to the top, but I want it to reach like the top of my pants. So like with this crop top, I think this is 10. This might be 10 inches, and it's just a little bit too short to wear with pants. So I want to make it maybe 2 or 3 inches longer than this, and then it will be long enough to wear with my jeans and stuff. So far, it's a tube. There's not really much to say about it. The pattern, I will say, the pattern sizing, I feel like I had to size down a lot because I think I'm making the second or third size, which is extra small or small. I think maybe extra small, because it's 2x2 rib, and 2x2 rib stretches, and I don't want it to be loose. So I found the sizing to be a little bit odd, and I had to restart once because I cast on like a medium, I think, and it was just going to be way too big. I could already tell.
I get the part of the house glittery.
Yeah, that's fine. We have a vacuum cleaner. Glitter apocalypse. Yeah, so I did size down a lot because it was turning out just giant. Oh, and I have on here the little progress keeper. This is one that I made, and it's made out of, I think it's like milky quartz or something. And I do have, I think I might have one or two of these available in the shop. I know I still have some of the, I still have some progress creepers in the shop from our last update, but I don't know if there's any exactly like this. But that one I just had to keep for myself. White, gold, matched. It was cute. Yeah, so I'm almost to the point. I think when I put this marker in, I said I wanted another 3 inches past it or something. So once I'm done that 3 inches, I will finally, after months and months of 2x2 ribbing, be able to split and then make, it kind of goes up like, just like that into like a little tank top. So I honestly, this is one of those projects too, where I don't own anything like this. Most of my wardrobe is quite like oversized and loose fitting. So this is going to be a little bit tighter and a little bit more form fitting. I just really love the look of them. I think they're super cute. So I thought I'd give it a try. And I told my sister if I hate it, she can have it because she also really loves the color. So I said, yeah, like if it doesn't work out for me, if I end up not wearing it, you can have it. So it will go to a good home, even if it's not my home. So that's good. And really, that's it. I mean, that's not it. That's not it at all, actually. Katie and I are working on some ridiculous plans, and I think we're being very ambitious. And now that kind of kids are in school and things, we are able to take Pip and Pin kind of to the next level. So there is going to be a lot of stuff coming out in the next, probably over the next 6 months or so, that we've been working really hard on. And it's going to be really nice once we're like able to get it out into the world. It's been a long time kind of behind the scenes, and so it's going to be really nice to finally get some of this stuff out into the universe. So we have been, what have we been working on that I can talk to you about? I've been doing some designing a little bit. I've been doing some tech editing, which I just started doing, and I realized I really love tech editing. So that is, if you are a designer, that is potentially something that, I'm not going to make any promises right now, but that is something that's on our list of like possibilities of things to start doing. So could be more tech editing stuff in the future, and some products that we're launching, and all sorts of stuff, all sorts of things that I don't want to talk about right now. Sign up for the Patreon. Maybe you'll find out what I'm talking about. Or just wait until it actually comes out. As for like life things, life has been very up and down, honestly. I'm not gonna lie about that. There has been some like things that have happened. I'm gonna talk about some of the struggles that we've been having recently. Basically, where did we last leave off? Yes, so my husband took all of January off, He left his job and took January off and then started at his new company. He installs gutters, so he just started. He needed a break, so he took some time off, and he switched companies to one that was in town instead of being. He was working out of town before, but now he's closer in town, which is really nice. So there was that transition, which, I mean, things like that are always a little bit difficult and stressful. And then, Georgia had a problem with her foot. And it's kind of funny because she would complain about like her foot hurting and this like a splinter in her foot or something. And like for the longest time, like I would look every time, be like, no, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. And then one day I saw like a red, just a little bump. So it's like, okay, there is something there. We just have to find it. So after a couple tries of like trying to get it, I could never find it. So the day before we went camping, we just got back from camping a couple of days ago. The day we went camping, the day we were supposed to leave for camping, I was like, okay, we are getting whatever's in there out. And so I spent 45 minutes with my flashlight and, you know, my tweezers and all this, and she was such a champ about it. Like she did such a great job. It was a grain of sand. She had earlier, we had been at the beach, and she had kind of stepped on this rock and cut the bottom of her foot, just like tiny bit, scraped it, nothing major. And I guess a little grain of sand had got in there and healed over. So little Princess in the Pea was complaining about this tiny grain of sand in her foot. And I felt so bad that like we couldn't find it, but it was such a relief when we finally did. What else happened? My Justin hurt his back really bad during the heat wave. So if you don't know, there was a big crazy heat wave over Western Canada. In Abbotsford, it got, I think it was 47 was the highest that it got here. 47 with humidity. It was rough. It was very rough. We do have an air conditioner, and we kind of blacked out all our windows, and we live on the second floor. So we just did what we could. We blacked out all our windows. We kind of like, if you can see here, this is like a little window into our kitchen, and then there's a hallway kind of right there. So we had a sheet up there. We had a sheet blocking this off. George's door, which is right across from me, stayed closed the whole time. So we just have this living room because we figured like we have one kind of portable air conditioning unit. Thankfully, like we were one of the lucky ones that we already had an AC unit because they sold out instantly.
Glitter monster.
So we had our whole living room blocked off, and at one point, like it did a pretty good job of keeping us cool-ish. Not cool. I mean, it was 30 degrees in here, but when it's 47 outside, 30 degrees is real good. So it did a good job of keeping the temperature down a little bit. But then it got to the point where, like, because there's a vent that goes out out of the window, but the hose was so hot that like the air conditioner couldn't even keep up with cooling that air from the heater. So it was, there was a point where it was just like we just shut it off because there was no point in having it on anymore. It was just wasting electricity. So that was a really brutal couple days to start already. We were all getting snippy with each other because we were in one room. George and I camped out in the living room, and Justin slept in George's room with the doors open. Also during this time, a couple days before it really hit, just ruptured a disc in his back. So he, I think, or pulled a muscle or something. He really messed up his back. So he couldn't sit, he couldn't stand, he couldn't do anything for about 2 days. And it's slowly kind of getting better. So that's what we've been dealing with. Lots of injuries. Yeah, just lots of stuff. Thankfully, I was going to say thankfully I didn't get hurt, but no, I did actually. On our way back from camping, we were in Kamloops, which is, it's very deserty up there. So it was very hot as well. And I guess there was this like campsite kind of that we were at, and then we had to park our cars up at the top of this hill. So I had spent the morning, trekking things back. Justin couldn't help too much because of his back, but luckily like my sister and her husband were there too. So we were trekking things up and down the hill, getting all our stuff packed up. And I drove down to like out of the little town we were in into Kamloops, which was about a half an hour drive. And then I get out of the car. Justin and I were taking separate cars, and he just looks at me and is like, "What is wrong?" And then I just burst into tears. Like I got a little bit nauseous on the drive down, and then I just lost it. It was awful. I had heat exhaustion. So instead of driving home, I got to spend the next hour and a half trying to cool myself down and drink enough water to like I had stopped sweating and all this stuff. So he was like, "No, like drink water, go hang out in the gas station and like cool yourself off." And he was very nice to me, and he like, helped me get back to normal. It was an awful drive, and I was like just in so yeah, I did also get hurt. But camping was really fun. We went to where did we go? We went to Pinatan Lake. It is about half an hour outside of Kamloops, and my aunt lives there, and so we got to see her, which was really nice. It's about 4 hours drive from our house, so it was really nice to be able to see her and my uncle. And we stayed at this Airbnb, which was really cute because it had these two Airbnb. It was like a campsite basically, but it had these two little sleeping cabanas. So our family slept in one, Katie's family slept in another, and then they had like a little composting toilet, which I've never seen before, but it was really awesome actually. No shower, so we were all a little smelly, but we were at a lake, so we could go jump in a lake. And then it had a cookhouse, so it had like lights and a little kitchen and stuff. So it was perfect. It was everything you needed. It was just like a step above camping, and it was nice because we didn't have to bring all of our camping stuff. We could just bring our clothes, and like all the bedding was there, or we had to bring our own towels, but all the bedding was there, all the cutlery, like dishes, things like that. So it was rustic, like camping, but we didn't have to prepare so much. And it was really nice to hang out with my sister and her family for a couple days. And all the kids got to play together and play in the lake, and yeah. Oh, and Georgia got a mosquito bite. I think it was a mosquito bite or a spider bite. We're not too sure. But it swelled up like this. I was on her ankle, and it swelled up, not the size of my fist because that would have been too much, but it was huge and it really hurt her. So we had to like get some stuff to, oh man, our family is just falling apart. Yeah, and that's about it. I haven't been knitting too much. I haven't been too much. Just trying to, really just been working a lot and trying to get things ready for September and focusing on that, which has been really fun and really nice. And I'm so excited to put things out and to share things. I think it's going to be really exciting. I'm so excited. I know we did a big survey a while ago. Lots of you participated. There was, I think, about 5,000 people that answered our survey. Which, I mean, we asked some very open-ended questions. So after that, we were just like, okay, like maybe we shouldn't have asked so many open-ended questions because it's easy to look at a graph when there's multiple choice. Sorting through everybody's answers is a whole nother story. But we did a big, huge survey about just the different things that you want to see, and it was really awesome. And what kind of knitter you are, and what kind of things you're interested in doing. So that was really cool to like gather all that information. So we've kind of processed some of that, and are going to start doing some things, some new things. We're not going to stop designing. We're not going to stop putting out patterns. But we are going to start adding more stuff. I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for joining me and for coming back after 6 months. I'm sorry I left you, but I'm sure I'll be back. Again, I just really stopped knitting for quite some time. So I think I'm kind of getting inspired again. So I'm going to start knitting again and sharing some things, and there's going to be lots to come up. Yeah, we have our 2 knit-alongs that are happening. I'll put all the information down below. I'd really love it if you just took a look at our Patreon page to see if it's something that would interest you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun over there as well to be able to share some of these behind-the-scenes things with everybody. And yeah, I hope you all have had a great summer so far, and I hope you have a good couple weeks. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.